We're back with another video. I don't even want to welcome you here because I can't believe I had to listen to this conversation. Shout out to Player's Choice. Shout out to the Hoops Talk podcast. How did we get here? Let me tell you. So apparently Dennis Rodman is better than Anthony Davis, according to some. We found this out because we had to create a top 10 power forward list for the Hoop Talk podcast. Shout out to Mars. Shout out to John D. And Chilltown, one of my favorite co-workers, decided that Dennis Rodman and Pau Gasol were good enough to leave Anthony Davis off of a top 10 power forward all-time list. And then he had an explanation for us. Let's get into it.
Really quickly, there was the last three guys. So the last three guys I had was Rodman, Anthony Davis, and Pau Gasol. And my first thought, and
Isn't
I told
AD
this
clearly better than those guys?
Well, here's the thing, Mars. Here's the thing. I was thinking to myself, I think Dennis Rodman is a top 5 defensive player all time,
Yes,
which means that right there with Tim Duncan, he's one of the 2 best power forward defenders ever. But the offense, that just doesn't work. Nope. So I can't put him in there. So now that leaves me with Anthony Davis and Pau Gasol. Okay, I think Anthony Davis is a much better defender than Pau Gasol. But I think offensively is where it gets tricky. I think that Pau Gasol is more versatile, and I think it translated more in the playoffs than it did with Anthony Davis.
But Dennis Rodman's clearly not as good of a player as Anthony Davis.
Dennis Rodman, chill.
Come on, man.
Okay, let's get into this. Now, I will at least say this. I think that Pau Gasol is a more skilled offensive player than Anthony Davis. I would say Pau is more skilled. I think he's better in the post, probably has better footwork in the post, more moves, more counters, a better passer than AD. However, when he said playoff translation, I don't think people really understand the level of playoff player that Anthony Davis is.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you in your train of thought, right? He said Pau Gasol's translation in the postseason was better and more consistent than AD?
Yes, he said that Pau Gasol translated to the playoffs better than Anthony Davis. I just want to show y'all something very quickly, and then we'll get back to the video. Anthony Davis is one of the best playoff players of his generation. Some of these runs are short, and you see like the 4 games they did get swept, but I mean they played the number 1 seed Warriors. But even against Draymond Green, who at this time is considered the best or second best defender in the league, competing with Kawhi Leonard in 14-15. He averages 31.5, 11 rebounds on 54% from the field. And then he also averages 3 blocks and a steal and a half, basically. And then you go to 17-18, he's averaging 30 and 13, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 blocks. In our championship year, he averaging 27, 28, basically, 10, 3.5 assists, a steal, a block and a half, with an effective field goal percentage of 60. He's shooting 61% from 2, 38% from 3, 57 from the field. He gets hurt in 2021 against Phoenix. He comes back, not the greatest offensive run for him, 22.5. But my God, was he otherworldly defensively during this run. 3 blocks, a steal and a half, 14 rebounds, 52% from the field. And then last year, the 23-24 season, 28, 15 and a half rebounds, a block and a half, another playoff run again, just 5 games, but 63.4 effective field goal percentage, 63% from the field, 67% from 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best playoff performers in the league. This is one of the best playoff performers in the league. So no, Pau Gasol does not have better playoff translation than Anthony Davis. Let's get to I don't want to bash Pau Gasol. That's not what I want to do, because Kobe fans already have a reputation. Oh, y'all trying to die. I've always said that I think Pau Gasol is one of the most skilled bigs that I've ever seen play.
There's skilled bigs in saying you're a better playoff performer than AD.
Yeah, but exactly. Like my
I can't believe he said that.
good player, really good player. You know what I'm saying? Our first year going to the finals with him, 07, 08, 17-9. You know? Like, again, really good player. Don't get me wrong. Second year, we win the chip, 18-11. Very solid. Third year, we go back to back, 19 and a half. I'll even round up to 20-11. 3.5 assists. Really good, really good. Again, I don't want to like it. Pau Gasol is really good. He's not Marshawn though. Okay, that brother is not Anthony Marshawn. Yeah, basically averaging 2 blocks in all 3 of those runs as well. 1.9, 2.1. You know what I'm saying? Offer some good rim protection for sure. Really good player. He's not Anthony Davis. Nowhere near Anthony Davis. And I'm not even going to waste time bringing up Dennis Rodman stats. I'm not even finna. I'm not even finna waste time. His rebounding numbers are going to be off the charts. Absolutely. Everything else, I mean, let's be honest. And then again, I asked them this question in the stream. They didn't get to it. But I asked by this logic, how do you not have Draymond over AD as well? But we didn't get there. But back to the video. Just have to show y'all that Anthony Marshawn Davis is one of the 6, 7 best playoff performers in the league right now, and that even may be lowballing it.
Man, when you're
Pau Gasol
arguing,
translated more in the playoffs than Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis?
I think so. Yeah, when he was with Kobe Bryant, yes.
So Pau Gasol from 08 to
Power
2010
great.
was better in the playoffs than Anthony Davis from 2018 to 2020.
International included.
Yes, international included.
International included.
No.
Wait. Why?
Here we go. We got Scoop Ball over here trying to entertain this foolishness, right? Who cares about international? What does that have to do with the conversation?
Bro, but is it international though? Come on. What you mean, bro?
That has nothing to do with the conversation. The fact that he just said on a camera that was recording him and he knew that, and thousands of people were watching him live, and he knows that thousands of people are going to watch it after, that 08 to 10 Pau Gasol was as good or better than 18 to 20 Anthony Davis in the playoffs is absolutely absurd. That is absurd behavior. That couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, Anthony Davis in 2020. That's one of the. I'm gonna keep it. But like since this decade, since 2020 started, I can't. Can you name 5 players in a playoff run better since 2020 than 2020 Anthony Davis?
In a playoff run?
Yes.
As Chill would say, the Joker, LeBron James. How much we value in 21 KD's run?
Just
cut
now,
short.
it wasn't long enough. Yeah, pause. But it's pause, but it wasn't long enough.
But that was some great games though, real talk,
Great
man.
games, absolutely great games.
If we
But
talk about quality of games, Giannis, I mean, shit. Luka?
no, and you know I'm a Luka guy, but no, Luka has not had a playoff run as good as 2020 AD.
Shit.
Mm-mm.
Jimmy was only first round. Respect 23 Jimmy, man. Strong shot box score niggas, bro. LeBron, KD, Jokic, Giannis. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Outside of Steph's bad round against Memphis, that playoff run was pretty good. Especially, obviously, the finals.
Which one? You talking about 22? That's
mean,
not
yeah.
even in the conversation.
He averaged 30 off the bench. Then he played Memphis, was bad. Played the Grizzlies.
22 Steph is not messing with 20 Anthony Davis.
That was up there. Like, if we talking, okay, which series is better? 2020 AD versus Houston or 2022 Steph versus the Celtics?
I mean, why are we reducing it to one series though? When I said it's the run to begin with.
No, I just wanted to get your perspective on it. If you want to say the run because of the consistency, I hear you, because Steph against Memphis was not the greatest. I will say that for sure. But I think Steph against basically the other 3 teams was pretty good to all-time great, especially obviously the series in the NBA Finals.
He had a great final series.
All-time great, yeah. One of the best series ever.
He had a great final series.
All-time great, yeah. That's what I'm saying, Nate. But like, that's what I'm saying, Nate. AD got to see Tucker at the 5 and shot like, what was 90% at the rim?
Yeah, but he shot 90% at the rim.
Like, come on,
I mean,
bro.
that's the point. That's why it's hard to beat. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying too. That's tough. But I think there's 4 you could argue. If you would want to say Steph, okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. I think even though KD's got cut short, KD's 2 rounds, that run was insane, especially against like Milwaukee, knowing the floor racing that he had to do, playing every minute. That closeout game, the game 5, bro, he was insane. And then LeBron, you could argue during the same bubble run as well, was elite,
Even that's
if
arguable.
not better. You know what I'm saying? Giannis in 21 as well.
2020 LeBron is arguable.
Jokic in 2023 was just walking shit down, right?
Who was he playing at the center position?
Nigga, you were talking about AD playing PJ Tucker. They both got to see each other, bro. What are we doing, man?
But I'm asking.
Jokic got to see who did Jokic play in the first? Right, he played the Suns. Then he played the Lakers. He also played Miami. Who's the other team he played, chat, in 23? Rudy Gobert. He got to play Rudy Gobert and AD. Rudy Gobert regarded as one of the best centers in the NBA, if not defensively. Like, you know, I said, come on, bro.
In 23, that was without Cat and Jaden McDaniels.
Still was there. And AD. Bro, AD played PJ Tucker at the 5 gang and played Jokic.
Without Nas and J-Matt.
And played Jokic. If we're gonna tax, like, come on, like he still played 2 elite defensive centers. To your point, AD didn't play. Did Bam even play in the 2020 finals, bro? Like, for real, like no, but like, did
Yeah,
he
did.
play chat? Like, is we like that ass? Like, come on, bro. Like he was there, but I'm saying, like, was he really there, chat? That's what I'm saying. So like, we could do the taxing thing, which to me is just like an annoying conversation to have because both played.
I mean, you're the one that brought it up in the first place.
Well, I did, but like as the PJ Tucker point. But I was like, you know what? That's whatever. But then you asked about Jokic. Jokic played 2, if not 3, elite defensive centers because people want to tax Bam in the finals. But he played AD in 23. Who
I'm not giving the 7-foot, 300-pound guy too much credit for dominating a 6'8", 240.
Yeah, so again, that's fine. Same way we did. We're
Yes.
not going to do the same way with 6'11" AD playing 6'2" PJ Tucker. We're not going to.
Yeah,
do
but
it.
AD actually dominated.
Who else?
Jokic did dominate Bam. Sorry.
Did Jokic not dominate AD?
Actually, no. Actually, that was his worst offensive series during that playoff run.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. So you're saying 2020 AD over 23 Jokic?
You said what?
So I'm gonna go down like the name. So 2020 AD, just say yes or no, okay? 2020 AD had a better playoff run than 2023 Jokic.
Comparable.
2020 AD had a better playoff run than 2021 Giannis.
Comparable, but I would lean Giannis.
2020 AD had a better playoff run than 2021 KD.
Yeah, because just more games.
2020 AD had a better playoff run than his teammate 2020 Brand.
I would say yes, but that's arguable.
How many names is chat? How many names is that chat for?
Mm-hmm.
Chat, 2020 AD had a better playoff run than 2025 Shavante.
Absolutely. Not even. What?
I'm seeing a lot of no's in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're dumb.
Chat,
We're gonna have a serious conversation about Shay's playoff run that we just saw. One of these days, we're gonna have a real conversation about that. Shay actually faced real comp. Oh yeah, because struggling against Scottie Pippen Jr. is oh man, my God above. Said real comp out there. Your boy played the Blazers, yeah, and dominated like he's supposed to.
Why we stop there?
International
I mean,
included.
he was the FIBA player. He was the FIBA player of the year in back-to-back seasons. He was the FIBA player of the year in back-to-back seasons. That's a big deal.
International
Yes.
included.
That is a big deal.
Hey,
No,
he's the best player Spain ever produced and led them to multiple medals.
Swipe.
International included.
quiet.
Yeah, Manu Ginobili
Hey,
wasn't a
buddy.
top 10 shooter,
Hey,
bro. I
chill.
guess.
We need to get this on record again. Chill, you're telling me Pau Gasol from 08 to 10 was a better playoff performer than Anthony Davis from 18 to 20.
I think it's close, yes. And I think
Hey, chill. Tell him you never seen Anthony Davis do that to Kevin Garnett like Pau Gasol was doing.
And I
That's
think-
respect. It's a respectable conversation. Real talk.
Well, not only that. Not only that. I think Kevin Durant. Not Kevin Durant. I'm sorry.
It's not a respectable conversation though. We gotta stop doing Pau Gasol is not in Anthony Davis talks. Y'all are overrating AD at this point. How is a second option being compared to number one options? He should be compared to J-Dub in this case. That's not how smart people evaluate basketball. So yeah, but shouts out to you, brother. Pau Gasol is not he's not in Anthony Davis conversation. I don't think people really understand how good hitting on all cylinders Anthony Davis is. If you want to call it fake and whatnot or an anomaly, I agree. I will agree with you. But he still did do it though. That 2020 playoff run is, I mean, he's the best defender in the league, hitting jumpers at a ridiculous rate, hitting mid-range jump shots at a ridiculous rate. He shot 38% from three. He was basically unguardable in isolation. And then again, while being the best defender in the sport. And not just because of rim protection, but he was elite at that. He also could step out and guard on the perimeter at this time too in 2020. Like this is a ridiculous basketball player that we witnessed. AD's highs are up there with everybody in the sport. The problem with AD is that his floor is lower. That's AD's problem. When AD is playing to full capacity Anthony Davis, it's a ridiculous basketball player that we're watching. I remember in the 22-23 run, even when he wasn't great offensively, he would have like a great offensive game, then a mid offensive game. But even that run, just defensively, what he was doing was unheard of. What he did against Memphis, insane. That next series, when we played the Warriors, it was their whole game on a game-to-game basis. The Warriors' game plan is how can we get Anthony Davis away from the basket? That was the entire game plan. But even then, he steps out and guards in the perimeter well. So even when they did successfully get him away from the basket, it was still a great defensive player. While still, what did AD average in that series specifically? 21 and a half, 14 and a half rebounds, 3.5 assists on 64 true shooting. This is, in my opinion, I think I have Anthony Davis a top 5 power forward ever. I have Anthony Davis better than Dirk. Yeah. I'm not doing too much. Y'all devalue defense to a level that I will never. This is just as bad. If you think me saying Anthony Davis is better than Dirk is as bad as Dennis Rodman being better than Anthony Davis, you need help in a clinic. Greatest offensive power forward ever. Y'all didn't start saying that till Mars. Mars gives y'all all of your lines. That's what I've noticed about a lot of y'all in this community. Mars gives y'all's lines and then y'all just repeat it. Yeah. Because I don't know how I wouldn't just hands down say he's a better offensive player than some of these years we're getting from Giannis. I wouldn't just definitively make that statement like that. But again, y'all don't second guess it because your Lord and Savior Mars says it, so then it must be true. That's how y'all operate, though. I don't operate like that. But shout out to y'all. Let's continue.
I think Kevin Garnett kicked his ass in the finals in 2008. I won't argue.
Did anyone ever kick AD like that? Did anyone do that to AD from 2018 to 2020?
Oh, let's say you
Warriors
limited.
did it.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think the Warriors did it. Yeah, the Warriors gave him the business. Yes. But and on top of that, I think the redemption part we're leaving out because Pau Gasol did come back in 2010 and give them the business. 100% he outplayed.
And then what did AD do in the 2020 playoffs?
I think Anthony Davis was awesome in the 2020 playoffs.
Was that better than anything Pau Gasol did?
I think it's close. I do. I think in 2010, I think it's close.
That brother just said 2010 Pau Gasol is close to 2020 Anthony Davis. Look, man. We got to start putting some more respect on Anthony Davis' name, man. I don't know why he gets disrespected so often and so regularly, but this is hands down one of the 50 best players ever. And really, 50 is probably lowballing it. Not probably. It is lowballing. It's one of the greatest to ever play the game. Ever. Rahad, you need to reevaluate how you watching the sport.
Yes, I think it's close. These two guys, I don't think that Pau Gasol.
Can you explain the Rodman one for me? Because I'm okay with Pau. The Rodman one is
okay. So with Dennis Rodman, I think he's arguably the best defensive power forward in NBA.
I include international. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that Dennis Rodman is arguably the best defensive power forward in NBA history. So
Garnett?
that right there, okay, Garnett.
Anthony Davis isn't far behind.
I said arguably. I think he's the best defensive power forward in NBA history. I don't think that there was, with the exception of Tim Duncan. You can talk about Garnett also. It's difficult for me to just put these guys clearly over him in terms of versatility, in terms of stopping plays as a rebounder, in terms of being a one-on-one defender, being able to guard in the post, being able to guard in the mid post.
Is Dennis Rodman a better defender than AD? I'm even going back and forth on that. I don't think it's like an open and shut case. I do think that Dennis Rodman probably those Detroit years was definitely could give an argument, but then you would have to think about minutes played and stuff like that because he was coming off the bench, I believe, in Detroit. But even then, like, not to just use the arbitrary gap arguments, but okay, AD and Dennis Rodman gap on defense. Let's even say Rodman is better. AD about here. I can't even get on the screen how wide that gap is. It's not even, I can't, it's, come on. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Dennis Rodman is not in Anthony Davis talks. Dennis Rodman is still trying to be better than Draymond Green. And really, I don't even know if he's better than Dray. So, hell, I don't know if he's a better basketball player than, forget AD. I don't know if he's better than LaMarcus. Better player? I don't know.
Being able to rebound, that part right there of him being arguably the best defensive power forward in NBA history, that right there had me.
But chill, but he
Right.
couldn't score to save his life like AD though. So I just want to offer that counterpoint.
That's where the separate.
Pau Gasol couldn't score like AD.
Well,
Yes, he
Stan
could.
Robinson-
He
Stan
could
Robinson
stretch the
out.
defense. He 100% could stretch the defense.
But
Who's
you
the best
agree to
scorer in
shot
your
three?
who's the best scorer in your opinion? Anthony Davis or Pau Gasol?
Pau Gasol.
Thank you.
Gasol.
You also think
Gasol.
Pau
I'm not gonna subject myself or you all to the rest of this conversation. To be honest, I don't know how I sat through it the first time. This just happened earlier today. You see, I got on the same jacket and stuff. This happened earlier today. I don't know how I got through it the first time. I honestly, I don't. I really don't. I really don't. So chat and everybody out there that watches this video, please don't go around saying stuff like Dennis Rodman is better at basketball than Anthony Davis. Because if you're talking to anybody under the age of 54, they're gonna look at you crazy. I'm just telling you the truth. He's also better than Pau Gasol as well. Let me make sure I throw that in there before we wrap this video up. He's much better than Pau Gasol. But I do get it, there's been this and we'll end on this note. There's been a group of fans online really trying to push the Pau Gasol train in hype. But we know where that stems from. We know where that comes from. That comes from this idea that's been trying to be built up that Kobe was playing on super teams from 08 to 2010. He was not. But there's a subsection of fans trying to push this narrative. And then because people and Laker fans or Kobe fans are combating that incorrect statement, now it's, oh, y'all are bashing Pau Gasol. No, we're just being realistic about him. Again, I thought Pau Gasol was one of the 5 best power forwards in the sport. I think he was extremely skilled. I think as far as versatility, there weren't too many in the game at his position via power forward or center really, mess with him. Like I said, he had a post game. He had hooks over both shoulders, really good with his left hand in general. Could hit a pick and pop shot from 16 to 18 feet. Was a really good passer for his position. Was a good rim protector. Like, he's a really good player. But he was 17 and 10. He was 18 and 11. Really good. Really good. Really good in a couple of in that final series against Boston in 2010. But to say or suggest that player is better than 2020 Anthony Davis is just categorically incorrect. I mean, that's just wrong on so many levels. 2020 AD is one of the best playoff players we've ever seen in the sports history. So let's not do that. You fans that are trying to push this propaganda, I'm not going to name you because y'all are like a pack of hyenas. But y'all know who you are. Stop pushing this wrong. This propaganda is nasty from you all. And it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. But that'll be all from me in this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. A lot of people that are watching my videos, you aren't subscribed, so make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check that description. Hit the link to my playback and join the room as we have a great time on each and every stream. And also make sure that you follow me on TikTok and make sure you hit that link to my Twitter and follow me on there as well. And until next time, it's been real.